The NAMM show was back for 2023 at the Anaheim Convention Center in California, slightly closer to its traditional January date than in 2022 when it was in June, but still slightly off. And that, combined with other global factors, meant that there wasn't a whole lot of new DJ gear to get hands-on with. The way things are at the moment, if manufacturers get stock of a product, they're going to start selling it immediately and not wait for something arbitrary like a trade show before they launch. Plus, as always, what I call the DJ Corner was just a tiny part of the much larger show, which was awash with ukuleles, guitars and digital production gear. Some of this crosses over to DJs, but again I was reminded of what a fairly small cog DJing is within the bigger wheel of the music tech industry. That doesn't mean the show wasn't good though. It was really the first time since the pandemic that the whole gear industry was back together in person, and I certainly enjoyed connecting with people I'd not seen in 3 years, or even never met outside of email threads. As easy as it could be to say that trade shows are an outdated concept, there is a genuine value to real-life interactions which you just don't get through a web browser. And there was some cool stuff to see. I already covered a few things in my video from the first day of the show. The new Magma Solid Blaze 180 bag, Pioneer DJ's new Apple Care-like warranty program, and the new affordable rotary mixer from Headliner, the R2. The star of the show was undoubtedly the new DJ Control Impulse T7 from Hercules, which seemed to get a great reaction from those who got hands-on with it, including luminaries like Craze. With the belt drive spinning platters offering a great feel, tight Serato integration, pro-level connectivity and a very affordable $699 price point, it couldn't fail to impress. The only criticism I heard from some attendees was that the crossfader was a bit basic, but it still performed well, and I saw the guys from Innofader eyeing it up at the show, so no doubt there will be an upgrade path for that available soon enough. Speaking of Innofader, their booth, shared with the likes of 12-inch Skins and Glowtronics, was popping throughout the show, both in terms of gear and visually. They were showing off their latest Innofader PNP3, one of which I brought home with me for review, so look out for that soon. They even had a rather tasty looking gold version with them. I don't know whether that will be a full release or a limited special, but I definitely want one. Cooler caps were also featured on that booth, and they had a bunch of their new character designs on show. To be honest, I kind of thought they were a bit dumb when I'd only seen pictures on social media, but in person they're actually really fun, and I bought a whole bunch back with me again to review soon. As a side note, that booth was the only place to see the Stanton STX portable turntable at the show, or indeed any products from the InMusic stable of brands like Rain and Denon DJ. Whilst I can understand the company not paying for a booth at the show if they didn't have much new to demo, it was a bit weird that they didn't even seem to send any of their team to be on the show floor and meet with partners, that kind of thing. They were notable by their absence for sure. Pioneer DJ also didn't have anything brand new to show apart from the aforementioned warranty offering, but their massive booth was still buzzing throughout, with performances from tons of incredible DJs like 4Color Zach and our own Kid Cut Up. Their booth is always one of the hubs of DJ related activity at NAMM, and this year was no different, with a lot of attendees having their first opportunity to get hands on with recently released gear like the DJM A9 and DDJ Flex 10. Another booth which delivered wall-to-wall vibes was the Beat Junkies and Jetpack booth. Aside from getting the chance to see some of my favourite DJs perform, this was also where Jetpack's new XL bag was being shown off. I did a quick talk through of it, which I'll show you now. Bear in mind this was day 2 of the show, so my voice was already shot, but I hope you'll get the drift.
So Jetpack, as always at NAMM, have had a popping booth with the Beat Junkies. They've always got loads of stuff going on. They're always repping with some new product. Their very latest is the Jetpack XL. This is designed for DJs who need to carry a lot of stuff. So in the main rear compartment, you can easily fit in a full-size like S11 battle mixer, even up to like a 900 Nexus 2. You've got a slot for your laptop stand. The thing expands out if you needed more space. And then in the front, we've got the kind of traditional Jetpack style stuff. So we have loads of pockets, the big Velcroed cable pocket, which I always really love with the Jetpack gear. Loads of space for all your little bits and bobs. And in the middle section, there's a whole nother section. This thing just goes on forever. There's so many sections in here. Open this one up. This is for your control vinyl, as they've always had in their bags. We love that on the Jetpack bags. Room for like 2 laptops or a laptop and a tablet. This one is for the DJ who just needs to carry absolutely everything, and it's dropping very shortly from Jetpack, so you'll be able to check this one out soon. We'll be reviewing it on the channel as well. The Jetpack XL, another highlight for me from NAMM 2023.
Mixware is one of the key distributors of DJ gear in the US, and their booth had a ton of stuff on show from their many brands. Firstly, shout out to the FaZe team, who curated a lineup of awesome DJs on each day of the show, along with one average one. They also hosted a Portabilism jam on the Saturday afternoon, which was a highlight of the show for many. I've already mentioned Magma and Headliner, although the latter had one other new product which impressed me, the GigaStand laptop stand, which is available in 2 versions, with one featuring a USB hub. Again, please excuse my voice here.
So we're back at the Mixware stand. We're looking at the GigaStand, which is a new laptop stand. There's 2 versions. The regular one, they both do the same thing in terms of portability, so you open them up, drop them down, top and bottom, you can adjust the angle fully. You have these little catches on the end, which I really like, so you can stop your laptop sliding off the front, and you can adjust the height of it as well. Unscrew, goes up and down, so you can go through different heights, various positions. That's cool, that's the regular GigaStand. This one though, even more special, we have the GigaStand USB. So you have a USB-C port on the side with power delivery that then feeds out to your laptop, but also will feed out, you've got 4 USB ports. So you've got a hub as well, built into the same form factor, the same size. They're both lightweight, they're not too heavy, loads of position options, and they're really long as well. So if you're rocking like a 15 or a 16-inch laptop, then you've got a space on there for that as well. Yeah, really looking forward to taking a closer look at these at some point down the line.
2 other brands which I'm already a fan of were on the Mixware stand too. Dexaver, who impressively already had a prototype of their cover for the Hercules T7 on display, and Geeko, whose carts and stylies should be more readily available in the US now thanks to their partnership with Mixware. Yes, my review of their latest offerings is on the way, you can stop asking in the comments, but I was mostly just excited to meet with Toshi Nakama, who is now with Geeko but formerly of Vestax. A bit of a DJ gear nerd fanboy moment for me. The final thing I'll mention is Mixware's in-house lighting brand Color Key, who had some cool new moving heads, wireless uplight bundles and cold spark fixtures on show. I'll be getting some of those in for review later this year. Also, on the subject of lighting, Chauve DJ had some interesting gear on display, including a bunch of new compact wireless uplights and their new ILS command controller, plus a hard case for the gig bar Move. My homie Cleveland Terry already did a video on those, so I suggest you check that video out if you want more detail before I get the ILS command in for review. I mentioned the GigaStand already, and Odyssey had another laptop stand with a USB hub and power delivery on show, the Lstand 360PH, which is on its way to me, but it would be rude not to mention the company which originally innovated that idea, Reloop. They didn't reveal anything new at NAMM, although for many it was the first chance to check out the Flux audio interface for Serato, which I already reviewed here on the channel. It also looks like the Mixon 8 controller, first shown at NAMM 2022, is finally shipping, so look out for my review of that one in the coming weeks. I must admit I was pleasantly surprised at how well received my video about in-ear monitors was last month. Turns out loads of you are already using IEMs, and so checking out some different ones was on my agenda. A couple of days before NAMM I met with MEE Audio and bought home a couple of different models from them, but on the show floor I was really impressed by the custom offerings from Flip Ears and had some impressions made with a view to possibly reviewing some of those later on. And on the subject of custom IEMs, Ultimate Ears were killing it throughout the whole show. Firstly, their team was instrumental in putting together the TEC or Tech Awards on the first night, celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, with Lord Finesse hosting, Jazzy Jeff presenting Grand Mixer DXT with an Innovator Award, and Chuck D receiving NAMM's Impact Music and Culture Award. It was an epic event throughout, and all I can say is that if you ever get a chance to hear Chuck D speak, then make sure you do. He is quite simply an incredibly inspirational human being. Back on the show floor, Ultimate Ears were using their digital scanners to measure up countless attendees for their custom IEM range, which included their latest offering, the UE Premier, which features an astonishing 21 drivers per side. At around $3,000, they are definitely not the choice for those who are unsure about in-ear monitors, but the feedback I heard from showgoers was extremely positive indeed. They seem to be rather special. Another of my favourite IEM manufacturers, Shure, didn't have any new in-ears to demo, but they did take home a Best in Show award for their latest wireless mic offering, the GLX-D Plus series. This is a digital system, so can be used worldwide without licensing issues, but overcomes the bandwidth limitations of 2.4 GHz systems by being dual band, also working in 5.8 GHz. This more than doubles the available bandwidth as it switches intelligently between the two. They also have some really smart features features, like battery packs which can be charged by slotting them into the receiver unit. I look forward to getting hands-on with that system soon. Before we get on to my two favourite products from the show, I will quickly mention Tribe XR. They gave an impromptu demo of their virtual reality DJ setup to myself and some of my Beatsource colleagues, and I was actually really impressed. As somebody who hasn't dabbled with VR since the 90s when it looked like something from Lawnmower Man, I was pretty doubtful about the tech, but after a quick go on their virtual Pioneer DJ setup, I finally get it. I will try and find a way to show it to you properly at some point in the future. So we move on to the two products which came out of left field to really blow me away at NAMM this year, both of which I was pointed towards by Professor BX, so shout out to him for that. They are both visuals related, which is funny as in the time following the show, I've caught up with footage from the Hollow Show by Eric Prydz at this year's Coachella, and that's really got me thinking about the power of visuals in a DJ context. First up we have Forecast from MVP. This is a plug-and-play hardware box which allows DJs and musicians to run time-synced visuals and lights during performances. At just 3x3 inches, it's a tiny USB-powered device, but can store over 20 hours of HD video, which can be controlled via MIDI, and it also spits out lighting cues via DMX and ArtNet. So you can run a fully synced video and light show just from the box itself, whatever setup you use, all while putting no demand on your performance computer if you use one, and it doesn't even require any software to control it as it's all done through a web browser. What's just as impressive as the hardware itself is the cost. The regular street price should be around $500, which is way less than I would have expected. The Forecast launched via a Kickstarter campaign which is already funded, so they will be in production soon, and hopefully I'll have one in the lab for review when they're ready, because I think this could be a fantastic turnkey solution for lighting and visuals for many DJs working in all kinds of fields. When I was checking out the Forecast, I was already wondering if it would be feasible to link it up with my other favourite product of the show, the Lightwall by LED Works. This is a curtain-style backdrop which features 1120 addressable RGB LED lights, but rather than just showing basic light patterns, the Lightwall is effectively a low-resolution video wall, which can show any number of clips and even receive text input and things like that. Control is done via desktop or mobile apps, and it has an audio sensor to allow the system to react to music too. Of course, even with so many LEDs, it can't compete with the resolution of a regular video wall, which costs thousands of dollars, but it still looks really good in motion, and that brings me to the thing which impressed me the most. For a single light wall with a size of 8.2 by 8.9 feet, with a stand included, they reckon the street price will be around $1,000 in the US. Again, this is well below my expectations, and I just can't think of many other products which will have such a big visual impact in any mobile DJ setup for that kind of money. I hope I can get my hands on one soon to figure out exactly what it's capable of. So there you go, the rest of my highlights from NAMM 2023. While still in a slightly weird transition phase, it was absolutely worth attending, and I'm already looking forward to the next show in January 2024. Despite all of the challenges the music technology industry has faced in recent years, there is still a lot to be excited about. And as always, the vibes in DJ Corner were incredibly strong, with our culture being represented to the max. Salute to everyone involved with the show at every level. Thank you for watching this episode of Beatsource Tech. I do hope you've enjoyed it or found it useful. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I'll see you next time.